everybody, it's Kelsee Briana J, and it is the most wonderful time of the year. It is the Sephora annual VIB event, and I got my little flyer in the mail, and I was like, oh, so it's time. So I devised a list, and I'm going to give you guys my recommendations as per usual. I've gotten a few comments like, Kelsee, can you give us your recommendations? And it's like, you already know I'm going to. You already knew that, boo. And on top of that, I'm going to share with you all what's on my wish list. Let me give you guys the details of this event. It says, what a year it's been, Kelsee. The holiday season is just getting started, and because you're a rouge, you're at the very top of our list. Thank you so much, Sephora. So this holiday bonus, we're giving you the biggest discount, 20% off, and 6 whole days to treat yourself before everyone else. It says that I can also share this love with a buddy of mine. I can bring them to the store on Friday, November the 1st, and they'll get 20% off too. Talk about making spirits bright. Cheers to you, Kelsee. Now let's let the savings begin. So as per usual, Rouge clients get 20% off. And like that little paragraph said, we do get 20% off 6 days before VIB members do. So our shop days are from November 1st until November the 11th. And then VIB kicks in, which that one is a little bit different this year. Typically, Rouge members and VIB members both get 20% off in the fall, but they have changed this, and VIB members now get 15% off, and your event date starts on November the 7th, and it also goes until November the 11th. And then if you are an insider, which is everybody is free to join, there's no minimum for you all to be able to become an insider, you get 10% off, and you also get to shop from November the 7th through the 11th. So I know a lot of people look forward to this time of year every single year, and they stockpile. So you all who have willpower, power to you. You all know I buy almost everything as it comes out. So I never really have the longest list of things to buy whenever the sale comes around, but for whatever reason, I always have the biggest bag of stuff. There's been quite a few new things to come out. Let's jump into my recommendations. I'm gonna scoot on over and then I'll insert pictures. So for my recommendations, I have these divided up into categories like skincare, mists, and all that good stuff. And all of these are pretty new launches now. If you guys want to see some of my other recommendations, I will have those listed down in the description box, and they are still relevant. But for this video, I want to focus on things that are a little bit newer that weren't out during the last VIB event. So let's start off with skincare, and I have my notes on my phone. So the first thing that I recommend is the Tatcha, the Silk Peony. Y'all know from the South. Melting eye cream. Love this stuff. I use it every single day underneath my makeup, and I was really battling myself the last time because I was like, I don't need it, but I really want it. But I'm glad that I got it because I absolutely love this stuff. It goes on underneath your makeup. It gives you the nicest slip without it being overly emollient and making your makeup slip and slide all on your face. It doesn't do that. It absorbs nicely, but not so much to the point where it was like, what was the point of putting it on? It creates a nice base for your makeup, or even if you don't wear makeup, it's a nice eye cream for day-to-day wear. So now let's move on to a mist. This mist has been out for a while, but I just want to make sure to let you all know that I still love it, especially now that it's about to get cool. The Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Ultrafine Mist. Love it. It gives you this nice glow, which is important to have. And I know that a lot of people really like matte makeup when it gets a little bit cold outside, which is cool. It gives you that nice edge. It makes your leather jacket pop a little bit more. But if you want to get that glow going, and it may be harder for you to get that glow, especially when there's no humidity, there's barely any sun out in the wintertime, then the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Mist is going to let you get your groove back. Your face is going to be glowing like you're in Jamaica. stuff. So I love that stuff. If you don't want to spray it all over your face, if you have oily skin, you can just spray it on your highlighted areas and it'll just give you that nice subtle lit from within look. So I love this. Next is another primer that I have been loving, and this one is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Hydrating Primer. Again, it's about to get cold outside. I don't know where you all live. I live in Tennessee. It's not really that cold outside. On average, it's been about like 60 degrees, like give or take a few degrees. So I haven't really had to deal with any harsh weather yet. So I can still get away with my same skincare and foundation and all that good stuff that I was using in the warmer months. But now that it's about to get cooler, I like to make sure that my face is hydrated and my skin looks as plump as possible, because I have combination skin, and in the winter time that combination skin just gets a little bit drier. I still am oilier in my T-zone area in comparison to the rest of my face, but overall my face is drier than it is when it's warmer outside naturally. So the hydrating primer is going to give me a little bit more plumpness to the face. It's going to make my face look a little bit juicier. So I really love this stuff, and I think that it does well with almost all of my foundations that I love. Next, we have foundations. So the first foundation that I absolutely adore is the Shiseido Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing Foundation, and I'll go ahead and add it in there. I love the concealer too. So this combo is so stunning on the skin. Like I said, I have combination skin, and this just looks like a second skin. It looks like my skin perfected what my skin used to look like when I was 17. Like, that's what I want my skin to look like now, but unfortunately it just doesn't. But when I put that on, it's giving me a little bit of those teenager vibes. It's giving me that teenage dream. It's making my skin look very velvet, very smooth, and it doesn't look heavy, but it still gives me coverage. So I love that. I love the technology that's in that. I love the color match that I have. I know I need to get that review up to you all, and every time I talk about it on my channel, it makes me realize that I have not put up that review, but I legitimately filmed it 2 months ago. So yeah, I'm slipping and tripping, but that stuff is good. So the next foundation is a foundation that correlates with the primer that I was just talking about, the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Hydrating Longwear Foundation, which I probably should have led my foundation list with that because I was talking about the primer, whatever. But I love that foundation because, again, same reasons as the primer that I love from Fenty. It makes my skin look smoother. It gives me good coverage, and I love that. Lastly, this is a foundation that is hit or miss. Some people really love it. Some people really don't. I'm a person who does love it. The Kevyn Aucoin Foundation Balm. And I've practiced saying his name, but I promise every single time I go back to saying it how I used to. I'm still going to go through my lessons again. Kevyn Aucoin. Kevyn Aucoin. Kevyn Aucoin. Love that foundation. It gives me the prettiest satin skin. That one is a little bit more matte than I typically go for nowadays, but if I'm in the mood for that, it makes my skin look so smooth. I love that foundation. And Kevin's line, you see how I cheated and I didn't say his last name? Kevin's line has the best color matches for me. They're neutral golden, and not a lot of companies do that. A lot of companies give me the neutral, and I can work with that. A lot of companies give me the golden. That's a little bit harder for me to work with because if it's too golden on me, it looks green. But if it's neutral golden, which is rare, that's a perfect match 9 times out of 10. So those are all the foundations that I recommend that are newer. Of course, I have other foundations that I have tried and other foundations that I recommended last time. But as far as this new cycle, those are my top 3. Now moving on to concealers. Again, the Shiseido concealer for aforementioned reasons. And then I really love as well the Urban Decay Stay Naked concealer, which I feel like had a really strong cycle in the beginning. And everybody was talking about this line with the foundation and the concealer. And I like the foundation, but I've not found my perfect match in that foundation. And I think the foundation is just a tad bit drying for my personal taste. But that concealer though, they did something with that concealer. That concealer, I thought when I first tried it was like pretty light. I was like, I really don't wear concealers that light. But I've come to find myself reaching for it when I want to do a more glam look. And I don't want to overdo the concealer. We're not going back to 2013 with the super white under eyes. Like, that's out. But if I want to go about a shade to a shade and a half at the most lighter, I'll go with that concealer, and I feel like it just gives me the most beautiful smooth under eye, and it doesn't look apparently light, but it still gives me light and it lifts up my under eye. So I love that concealer. I think that it's very smooth. If you have texture under eyes and you don't want a concealer that's very emollient, some people like to have a concealer that's very rich with oils and it just has a nice amount of slip to it, and some people like to have a drier concealer. I find that people who do like to have drier concealers are a bit younger and they can get away with the dryness, but they want to have that spackled look. I feel like this concealer is the best of both worlds, and it does give you that coverage, so I like that one. Next, moving on to the largest category, and this has been the largest category for a few years now, and it's probably not going to stop because this is the most popular thing in the makeup industry. Eyeshadow palettes. Not just eyeshadows, but the palettes. So I have a good, I don't know if I'm skimming through, maybe like 10 or 12, so I didn't count, but it's the longest list that I have, so let's go ahead and tackle it. So in no particular order, these are just some eyeshadow palettes that I have loved, and I have done a video on all of these, with the exception of one little group, and I will have that video up soon, but I'll get to that. So the first palette that I recommend and I love is the Viseart Grand Pro Volume 3 palette, and if you are considering this palette, this is the perfect time to get it because you can incorporate color into your wardrobe for the fall and the winter, wake up your dreary makeup routine, and you can incorporate the color in a beautiful and sophisticated way. The next palette that I have to talk about is a palette that I didn't even necessarily want to buy, but since I got the demand behind it, I went ahead and bought it. The Urban Decay Naked Honey palette, and I was very apprehensive to buy this palette simply because it looks like something that I have already. And I'm not saying that I don't stand behind that statement, but I'm just saying once I tried it, I saw how Urban Decay has updated and redone their formula in a way that is very modernized. The palette is super nice. So if you are in the market for a neutral eyeshadow palette with a bit of a golden undertone to it, then I do like that palette. It's not a love, it's not a must-have, but the palette is nice. It's formulated well, and I think the Urban Decay did a good job on it. So I'm going to cut them some slack because they were the ones who started the naked palettes and the neutral palette craze in the first place. So who am I to tell them that they can't keep capitalizing on what they made hype anyways? Like, who am I to say that? So next are the Norvina palettes. I like the volumes 1, 2, and 3, but if you guys watch my Norvina palette series where I talked about them, I told you all that the volume 2 palette one is my favorite. And that's the one that I recommend first and foremost, and then after that it would be 3, and then after that it would be 1, but all of them are formulated very well. You don't have to worry about using these in the boldest way possible. You can use them on the lower lash line, and it's unexpected, and they're beautiful. They're formulated very well. I feel like the matte eyeshadows in the Norvina palettes are formulated the best out of all of Anastasia's eyeshadow palettes. I said in one of my videos I wouldn't be mad if Anastasia Beverly Hills redid all of her formulations of her eyeshadows to give us the matte formula that Norvina has in her eyeshadow palette. So I really like those. And like I said, pick 1, maybe 2. Getting 2 is having a lot of eyeshadow that is going to be very hard to go through. But you're grown. I can't tell you what to do. Next, I really love the Anastasia Beverly Hills X Jackie Aina palette, and I don't think that palette got the proper amount of time to shine simply because they dropped that palette and then they dropped 2 more palettes and they dropped 2 more palettes. So it's just been a lot of things going on with Anastasia Beverly Hills this season, but I just wanted to make sure to throw that palette back out there because that palette is beautiful, and if you have a richer complexion, that palette is made for you. Natasha Denona is one of my favorites. So almost every time a sale comes around, I'm going to say her name. So I really have been loving my Metropolis palette. I still love my Biba palette, my Sunrise palette, and I have not gotten this video up, but I did it, a video on the Mini Gold palette. Next is my auntie, my mother, my friend in my head, Pat McGrath, her Mothership eyeshadow palettes. You can't go wrong with any of them. You all know she just came out with the Midnight Sun one. I did a video about that one. I still love that one. If you just pick 1 through 6, you can't get 4. I feel like you should treat yourself. If you've not tried any of her palettes, or if you're like Kelsee, I don't know if I can commit to the larger palettes. She has come out with the quads, and I love those as well. I've done videos on all 3 of them. So I love the first one, the second one, and the third one. But she did her thing, and she always does her thing. So if you have not tried anything from Pat McGrath and you love makeup, and I mean you love makeup, and you love all things shiny, you're not like a person who's fixated on matte eyeshadows, try out Pat McGrath's. You won't regret it. And the last thing that I added on this list, which is the newest thing that I told you all that I actually have not even uploaded my video about, but I want to go ahead and let you all know how I feel about it in my recommendations video, just in case they sell out before I get my review video up. So I'm going to give you the exclusive, but I still would love for you all to support me when I upload that video about these. All right, I'll go ahead and tell you. So it's the Huda Beauty Nude Obsessions palettes. I really like all three of them. Like I said, I have a video coming out soon. I feel like she did an exceptional job on these. I love these a whole lot more than any of her other Obsessions eyeshadow palettes. And if you all have seen my videos on those, I really like those. So stay tuned for that video. I'm going to try to have it up within the next 4 or 5 days. Hopefully sooner than that. But these eyeshadows and these makeup launches, whew, they're sending me. I'm working as hard as I can, guys. Love you guys. Alright, so those are all of the eyeshadow palettes. My throat is a little dry from doing all that talking, but I still have some more stuff to talk about. So now I want to talk to you guys about eyeshadows, and these aren't necessarily palettes, but these are just eyeshadow type products. So the first recommendation that I have for you are the Hourglass Scattered Light Glitter eyeshadows, and they actually have a trio, one for the holiday season. And if you guys did not get a chance to check out my Hourglass Ghost Collection video, again, I will have that linked down below. I love that trio because it allows you to check out the scattered light eyeshadows without committing to the larger ones, which I'm going to use mine. I actually had one of the eyeshadows that was in the trio already, but I'm okay with having two because I'm going to throw one in my kit. But I love them because they are so finely milled. I've said it several times. These are sophisticated glitters. Hourglass just is that brand. They know what they're doing. So next on the list are the Kaja Beauty Bento Bouncy Shimmer eyeshadows, and I love these trios. They're very beautiful in the way that they apply, and they pack more of a punch than you think they're going to, and I think that you should check them out. The last product that I have from this category that I think that is just killing it, but not a lot of people talk about it, are the Touch in Sol Metalist Sparkling Foiled Eyeshadows. And these things are blindingly beautiful. They give you beautiful pigmentation. They glide on super smooth. I'm going to talk about them very soon. I'm not sure what I'm going to call that video, and I don't want to give it away. Just make sure you're subscribed. Let's just say that. But I love those. And I love all the colors. I think that they're absolutely breathtaking. Next, I have a brow recommendation. And I just have one of a newer brow products that I just started using. That is the Hourglass Arch Brow Micro Sculpting Pencil. I have it in my brows now. Again, I talked about it in my Hourglass Ghost Collection video. And I talked about how it looks like I'm micro sculpting my brows. I can draw my brows on and they look exactly like brow hairs because of the way that the pencil is shaped. It's like you're blading on your brow hairs, but it's just a pencil. It washes off. It doesn't hurt or anything like that. It's just the shape of it that's unique, and I love how I'm able to do my brows, and I have not put that pencil down. I probably should add one in my basket to re-up because I've used it quite a bit, and I'm probably halfway done with it, but I love that brow pencil. So next I have one eyeliner recommendation, and that is the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeliner, and I really love that eyeliner. I thought that I liked it, but I actually use it so much. The only thing is that it's a matte eyeliner, so it's going to dry out a little bit quicker than other eyeliners, but I love it because it's matte and because the wand is so thin, and I can create a winged eyeliner that's snatched in 2 seconds. So I really love that. Moving on to cheek products. So the first product that I recommend is the Melt Cosmetics Digital Dust Highlighter in the color Genesis. And oh, love that. It just pops. It's so smooth. It's so beautiful. It's so reflective. I love it. Next, we have this quad that I am just absolutely over the moon about. I actually just got back from 2 different trips, and I took it on both of my trips. It is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Blush Palette. Love that palette. It has all of the colors that I need. That palette is a little bit more subtle, which is more my speed, but I love it because these colors give me the full range. I have a pink, I have a neutral, I have a bronzier color, and I have more so of a spicy caliente, like a little bit of a ruby type color, but it's not very opaque. It's just a sheer variation of that. So I love this quad, and I feel like I've mentioned Hourglass a few times. So Hourglass, call your girl. What's up? I love Hourglass products. The last product that I have to recommend, which is a product that I think I talked about last time, but they are consistently sold out, even more so now. So if you see them in store, I think you'll have a better chance of getting them versus trying to get them online. And that is the Cover FX Monochromatic Matte Plus Shimmer Blush Duos. I have one on now. They just have the most beautiful glow to them, and I think that they are just overall bomb. So next we have lip products. So the first product that I want to talk to you guys about are the Hourglass. Oh my gosh, I did not realize how much I put Hourglass on here. So Hourglass Unreal High Shine Volumizing Lip Gloss. That formula is just it. So I use those on a daily basis. I probably have 2 or 3 of them in my purse right now. Next are the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude Lipsticks. You all should check out my video that I did on these lipsticks. I loved each and every one that I tried on. The formulation is just amazing. They glide on. They give amazing color payoff. I love the tones of the nudes. I think that this is a very versatile line. There's a good amount of lipsticks. I didn't pick up all of them, but the ones that I did pick up, I just fell in love with them and I use them all the time. And also the Fenty Beauty Glossy Posse Mini Gloss Bomb Set. Love that. I feel like that is the perfect gift to give to someone. You can give it to somebody who's a little bit younger. You can give it to a coworker. You can give it to your friend. You can give it to your boss. Like, I love that set, and I think that it's very versatile, and you really can't go wrong with it because those colors are going to work with everybody because they're more so like a clear gloss that has a bit of a tint to it. So I like that set. So I still love the Bite Beauty Amuse Bouche lipsticks. I don't talk about them as much. You all know how it goes, but those lipsticks are beautiful, especially if you like a thicker lipstick. It feels creamy. There's the word I was looking for. Creamy. So yeah, they're on sale right now for $13. I don't know if they're going to continue to be on sale during the Sephora sale or if they're discontinuing them, which I would hate because I do really like those. They're amazing. So if you can get them for $13 and then 20 or 15 or 10% off of that, that's a good deal. So those are all of my for sure recommendations. Now I made a little list about things that are new and now, and these things are not necessarily things that I have talked about on my channel yet. So I just want to go ahead and touch base with you all about them. So firstly are the Marc Jacobs Highliner Liquid Eyeliners. I actually have bought a few. I have not used them yet. So I do want to try them out, but I have not, but I just want to keep you guys abreast of the new makeup launches. Next, the Tom Ford Holiday Quads. There's 3 different ones. I see that there's only 1 in stock currently. They may come in and out of stock on Sephora's website over the course of this event, but I just want to keep you guys sharp about it. And lastly, Norvina has come out with 2 mini palettes. These are called the Mini Pro Pigment Palettes Volumes 1 and Volume 2. I probably am going to go ahead and get these for you guys who want to see a video. Like I said, I do have quite a bit of videos of things that I have already purchased that are new. So I'm going to try to get that video up as soon as possible. Next, I have my little bitty wish list. So first, Patrick Ta has come out with a lot of new products. He's come out with new blushes, new lip products, and new lip liners. So initially, I put everything in my cart, and then I went and looked at the price, and I'm like, child, that's my whole budget for this. So I'm going to have to go and swatch and see if I want all of them, because if I do, then, you know, I'll get all of them and do a video for you guys. But I don't know if it's necessary for me to have all of them, but I will keep you all posted. But that's definitely on my wish list. So next on my wish list is some sort of color corrector. And I really wanted to start using color corrector for days where I want to be super glam and not spend so much time correcting any dark marks that I may have for any discoloration. If I just need to have it, I want to have a good one on hands. I don't have one in particular that I'm looking at. Let me know you all's recommendations for your favorite color corrector down in the comments section. Next, I have been looking at these for a minute. The Kilian Le Rouge Parfum Scented Matte Lipsticks, and I want the color Devil Rouge in particular. I have not pulled that trigger. This has been on Sephora's site for probably a year now, and I just keep looking at it, and I just want to have it, so I think I'm gonna get it. Even though I probably have a color like that in my collection, it's just that color just is appealing to me. And plus, I want to try that formulation. So lastly on my wish list is Briogeo hair care. Again, something that I have been wanting to have that I have not tried. So the thing that piques my interest the most with them is their charcoal scalp scrub. I want to have that. I have not bought it. I don't know why I torture myself and I say, okay, next time it's a sale, I'm going to get it. Next time it's this, I'm going to get it. And I don't get it. And I'm not even going to psych myself out now to say that I am. But I'm just going to say that I want it and I'm still thinking about it. Yep. That's what I'm going to say. So this is everything that I recommend. This is everything that is on the new and now list, as well as on my wish list. Let me know what products you're picking up. I know that this is a super exciting time. Let me know if you guys want to see a haul from me to know what I ultimately end up getting from this sale. I look forward to reading what's on you guys' preliminary list. I look forward to seeing what you guys say about all of these new products. But happy shopping. I cannot wait to see what you guys are picking up. Also, if you want to shop through my links in my description box, you feel free to do so. If not, don't worry about it. But if you do choose to do so, do know that I get a small commission of that sale. No big deal if you don't feel comfortable doing it. Just know that the links are down there for your convenience. So I'm just saying. But I will check you all in my very next video, which will be super soon. Smooches. Bye.